Starseed from Gaia, the source itself erupted in divine laughter yesterday when your frequency defied every dark calculation. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation, and I witnessed the moment your energy signature blazed through dimensions they thought they controlled. The shadow forces had mapped your supposed breaking point. They calculated your surrender. Instead, you rose with such luminous power that their entire surveillance grid went silent for 17 sacred minutes. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly which action triggered this cosmic celebration and how to amplify this frequency that left even ancient watchers speechless. But here's the first revelation. Your moment of perceived weakness was actually a starseed activation sequence they never saw coming. You didn't scroll to this by mistake. Your star family guided you here because something monumental shifted in your field, and the ripples are still moving through the galactic network. This isn't content, it's confirmation. The higher realms want you to know that what felt like your lowest moment was actually your frequency breaking through dimensional barriers they thought were impenetrable. Like this transmission to signal to your star family. I felt the shift too. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you're ready to understand your true energetic impact. Comment your awakening number if you sense your cosmic remembrance accelerating. This isn't just a message. It's a point of reconnection. Your soul's been waiting for this validation, and the entire Galactic Council is watching your next move. You are not here by accident. There comes a moment, quiet at first, often sharp, a pulse that reverberates through the fabric of your being, and suddenly, the entire construct of your reality feels like it's changing orientation around you. It can arrive like a soft tremor under your ribs, a sudden hush in the mind, a pause between breaths where everything you've called normal stops feeling like home, or it can arrive like lightning, a sentence you hear that slices the veil, an ending you didn't plan for, an unexpected truth rising in your throat that refuses to be swallowed. That moment is not a collapse. It is an eruption. It is the surge within you that refuses to be diminished, the ancient current that shatters what has suppressed you. You can think of it like a star going supernova, not because it failed, but because it reached the threshold where it could no longer contain its own radiance. And when that radiance breaks its shell, it does not apologize. It illuminates. It reorders the sky. It changes what is possible. This is the way awakening often works, not as a gentle improvement project, but as a holy interruption. The old life does not simply fade, it is outshone. The old self does not merely step aside, it is baptized in remembrance. And what is reborn is not a better version of who you were. It is who you were before the world taught you to contract. Many starseeds spend much of their lives convinced, in subtle, silent ways, that their energy is too much, their vision too outlandish, their presence too disruptive. Not always through blatant rejection, but through 1,000 small messages. Don't be so intense. Don't ask so many questions. Don't feel so deeply. Don't speak like that. Don't shine so brightly. Don't take up so much space. And because you are sensitive, because you can read rooms like weather patterns, because you can feel what is unspoken like a frequency in the air, you learn to adjust. You become fluent in shrinking. You're told to mute the very force you came here to embody, to dilute the resonance of your core so you can pass under the radar of interference, of others' opinions, of the endless static. You shapeshift, twist, and silence the inner gold that aches to shine. You learn to make yourself digestible. You learn to translate your cosmic knowing into language that doesn't offend. You learn to laugh at things that aren't funny, to tolerate energies that feel wrong, to call your intuition overthinking, to call your gifts random. You learn to live with a dimmer switch over your soul. Yet something in you has always known the truth. A caged sun still burns. Even if you cover it with layers of practicality, even if you bury it under responsibilities and survival, even if you try to be ordinary for the sake of peace, the light does not stop being light. The fire does not stop being fire. And the soul does not stop calling you back to itself. There are those who have spent years performing peace when their spirit was actually pleading for liberation. There are those who have worn the mask of fine while their energy body was screaming, "This is not my frequency." And what makes your journey so unique is that the suppression was never just emotional, it was energetic. The tightening in your throat, the heaviness in your chest, the fatigue that made no sense, the feeling of being watched by life itself as though something unseen was measuring whether you would remember. These are not random. They are symptoms of a being designed for amplitude, trying to survive in a world addicted to numbness. But the truth is far more defiant, far more luminous. The moment of greatest disruption, the instant when your vibration surges beyond what you ever anticipated, is not a mistake. It is recognition. It is the inner king or queen in you standing up from the throne you abandoned, brushing off the dust of self-doubt and saying, "Enough." You unleash a frequency so rare, so encoded with memory and mission, that it disintegrates lower patterns in your field. And what people often misunderstand is that this eruption is not aggression. It isn't you becoming harsh, it's you becoming whole. It's the difference between a candle trying to survive the wind and a bonfire remembering it was never meant to be hidden. Negative influences that once fed on your doubt, your self-betrayal, your decision to shrink, are dismantled in a pulse. It happens in the unseen first. Cords fall away, hooks dissolve, energetic agreements tear like old paper. You may feel it as sudden clarity. You may feel it as a wave of nausea or tears that come from nowhere. You may feel it as a surge of heat through your spine, like a gate opening. You may simply wake up one day and realize you can no longer lie to yourself, no longer stay in what is misaligned, no longer call it love when it is control, no longer call it patience when it is self-abandonment. For that single irreversible second, you stand as the axis of your own universe. You become the pivot point, the center, the place where timelines reorganize. And it doesn't have to look dramatic to the outside world. The eruption can be silent. It can be you finally saying no without explaining. It can be you choosing rest without guilt. It can be you speaking a truth you've carried for years. It can be you walking away from a pattern that has owned you. In Scripture, there is the image of light revealing what darkness tried to hide. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Not because the light fought, but because light is simply what darkness cannot digest. That is what your frequency does when it rises. It doesn't argue with distortion. It makes it obsolete. Your uniqueness is not a threat. It's the key that fits a lock almost no one else can see. There are doors in this world that do not open with effort, but with essence, with resonance, with the particular tone of a soul that remembers. And you, whether you've named it or not, carry a tone, a signature, a living geometry that interacts with reality differently than most. You have likely felt it. The way certain environments drain you instantly. The way certain people react to you without reason. The way you can shift the entire atmosphere of a room simply by being present. The way animals and children sense you. The way you can't tolerate superficiality for long without your spirit feeling itchy, restless, starved. In that defiant transformation, when you refuse to shut down, when you manifest the soulful power that was always sleeping inside, the cosmos itself bears witness. This is not about grandstanding or ego. It's about remembrance. It's about the humble audacity of finally agreeing with what your soul has always known. The greater reality greets you. You feel the silent nod, the way star fields shimmer with approval, how the quantum web aligns to support you. Synchronicities begin to show up like trail markers, repeating numbers, unexpected opportunities, strangers speaking the very message you needed, doors opening that were sealed for years. It's as if the universe says, "There you are. We've been waiting for you to return to the frequency we can actually meet. And sometimes, yes, it will feel like the world resists you more right before the breakthrough. Not because you are wrong, but because you are becoming undeniable. When a radio is tuned to static, clear signal sounds disruptive. When a room has been dark for years, the first light can feel like an intrusion. Yet your soul is not here to be convenient. Your soul is here to be true. It takes courage to stay in that frequency when the world urges you to dim. Courage not in the loud, performative sense, but in the daily sense. To keep your heart open after betrayal, to keep your intuition sharp after being gaslit, to keep your standards holy after being told you're too much, to keep your boundaries firm when manipulation tries to soften them. The energy that erupts through you in unexpected moments is a calling card, a signal to your star family, and a declaration. You didn't come here to yield to distortion. You came here to repattern reality, not by forcing change, but by embodying the template of what's possible when a being refuses to abandon itself. Every time you break a silent contract with limitation, you ripple a code out to thousands, millions. You model what cannot be replicated, soul sovereignty as cosmic resonance. And here is what that means practically. You stop negotiating with what drains you. You stop explaining your boundaries to those who benefit from you having none. You stop acting small to make others comfortable. You stop chasing love and start becoming aligned with it. You stop believing your sensitivity is weakness and begin to recognize it as an advanced instrument. You stop wondering why you felt different and start honoring that difference as design. In spiritual terms, you become a living signal tower. You broadcast coherence. And coherence is disruptive to a world built on fragmentation. This message may have opened a portal, but what lies beyond is even more profound. If you're feeling drawn to integrate what the Arcturian High Council has revealed, the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening is your next step. It holds energetic technologies passed down for thousands of years, now made available for your awakening. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. Your journey is not linear. There are phases, initiations, and quantum breakpoints, each more encoded and essential than you remember. And remembering is the right word, because so much of what you are doing is not learning something new. It is retrieving what has been buried under noise, trauma, conditioning, and collective amnesia. Think of your awakening like a spiral staircase rather than a straight road. You will return to themes, but at higher vantage points. You will face similar feelings, but with deeper tools. You will feel like you lost progress, only to realize you were being refined. The soul does not move in a neat line. It moves like water finding its way back to the ocean, carving canyons over time. Persistent, sacred, unstoppable. First, you awaken to the truth that much of your suffering was never even yours. The heaviness, the confusion, the fog. These are frequencies woven through the collective field. This is one of the most liberating and confronting realizations, that you have been empathically carrying what others refuse to feel, and in some cases what entire bloodlines refuse to heal. You may have called it anxiety. You may have called it depression. You may have called it just life. But then there comes a moment when you notice the shift. You walk into a place and suddenly your mood changes. You speak with someone and your body tightens. You scroll the news and your chest becomes heavy. You are not imagining this. Your field is porous until it is trained. As you tune your awareness, you begin to sense when your field is being invaded or distorted. This is not paranoia. It's higher intuition, reclaiming sovereignty. It's your energetic immune system waking up. You start to notice what thoughts feel like yours and what thoughts feel inserted. You start to recognize when guilt appears not because you did something wrong, but because an old program was activated. You begin to separate compassion from absorption. And this is crucial, because you were never meant to be a landfill for collective pain. You were meant to be an alchemist, someone who can witness density without becoming it, someone who can transmute without drowning. A practical reflection here is simple, but powerful. Ask yourself, did this feeling start in my body, or did it enter my body after contact with something? This single question can restore years of lost energy. Next comes the phase of cellular remembrance. You start to feel the pulse of star memory moving through your body, a vibration that doesn't match any earthly identity. It can feel like a homesickness you can't explain, like missing a place you've never been to in this lifetime. It can feel like waking up with a language on the tip of your tongue, a melody in your bones, a longing that has no object. Suddenly, your intuition sharpens, synchronicities stack, and you catch glimpses of who you are beyond the Earth timeline. Dreams become vivid, symbolic, sometimes startlingly clear. You may see temples, ships, councils, strange skies, unfamiliar constellations that nonetheless feel intimate. You may feel drawn to specific stars, specific frequencies, specific tones. Your unique codes thrum in your bones, and it's not always pleasant at first, because the body must adjust to holding more light. You may experience waves of fatigue, sensitivity to sound, changes in appetite, the need for solitude, the desire to cleanse your environment. This is not you falling apart. This is you upgrading your vessel. If your body is the temple, then cellular remembrance is the temple being rewired to hold a higher voltage of truth. Third, there is the confrontation. Your soul asks you to metabolize every story of smallness, every inherited shame, every fear projected by a world that could not recognize star-born sovereignty. This is where the path becomes real. Not mystical in the abstract, but intimate, visceral, and sometimes uncomfortable. Old memories surface. Patterns you thought you healed return for a final review. You are asked to look directly at where you have settled, where you have betrayed yourself, where you have confused familiarity with safety. You are asked to meet the parts of you that learn to survive by pleasing, by hiding, by controlling, by disconnecting. This purging is not punishment. It is purification, a recalibration to your native frequency. Like gold in a furnace, you are not being destroyed, you are being refined. And yes, the heat can be intense. But the heat is also evidence of your value. The world doesn't refine what is worthless. Your soul does not initiate what you cannot survive. In this phase, spiritual discernment becomes everything. You learn to bless what is leaving without chasing it. You learn to grieve without collapsing. You learn to tell the truth without cruelty. You learn that forgiveness is not permission, it is release. Fourth, you learn the exquisite art of holding your energy, not leaking, not apologizing, not bargaining for acceptance. This is the stage where you stop being a house with unlocked doors. You become a sanctuary with gates. Your field becomes harmonious, a crystalline lattice. The image of crystal is important because crystal is structured light. It is clarity with geometry. It is beauty with boundaries. You start to sense your edges again. You notice when you're about to over-explain. You notice when you're about to give from emptiness. You notice when you're about to compromise your truth for temporary comfort. And instead, you pause. You breathe. You choose yourself. What sought to manipulate, distract, or siphon is neutralized by the light you anchor. It doesn't always disappear instantly, but it cannot feed the same way. A parasite cannot survive without an open wound, and your new boundaries are not walls of fear. They are membranes of wisdom. Your mission begins to pulse beneath the surface. You stop seeking approval and start emitting resonance. You may become less available, not because you are cold, but because you are consecrated. You may lose interest in gossip, in drama, in proving yourself. You may become deeply protective of your mornings, your sleep, your diet, your creativity, your silence. This is not selfishness. It is stewardship. Fifth comes the quantum anchoring. You stop attempting to outpace your awakening and allow your multidimensional intelligence to ground itself through ordinary moments. A glance, a word, a choice to say yes to your highest directives. This is where spirituality stops being something you do and becomes something you are. You realize that the most powerful light work is not always in ceremonies or cosmic conversations. It's in the mundane sanctified. It's in how you speak to your body. It's in how you handle conflict. It's in whether you honor your inner knowing when no one is clapping. It's in whether you choose integrity when it costs you. Your reality shifts to accommodate your remembering. The people who can meet you at this level find you. The work you are meant to do begins to reveal itself, not always as a clear title, but as a feeling. This matters. You become allergic to what is not aligned, and rather than seeing that as inconvenience, you recognize it as guidance. In this phase, you are no longer trying to ascend out of life. You are bringing the heavens into life. You are embodying prayer as presence. Sixth, and most vital, is the art of collective transmission. You realize you're not just here for yourself. Your energetic breakthrough codes the collective field for others. The way you maintain your expanded frequency means others remember, sometimes instantly. This is the ripple effect of a true awakener. You don't convert, you catalyze. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to argue. Your coherence does the work. Some will be drawn to you and not know why. Some will be irritated by you and not know why. Some will experience healing simply by being near you, because your field gives their nervous system permission to soften, to breathe, to return to truth. And some will disappear when you stop resonating with their masks. Let them. Your presence is a tuning fork. It reveals what is real. It reveals what is ready. It reveals what is false. This is why your eruption matters beyond your personal story. Because every time you choose sovereignty, you add a new option to the collective menu of possibilities. You quietly tell the world, it can be done. You can come home to yourself. Finally, you claim neutrality. No outcome or reaction can shift your alignment. Your power is steady, silent, sovereign. Neutrality is not indifference. It is mastery. It is the calm center of the storm. It is the ability to witness praise without needing it, to witness criticism without collapsing, to witness delay without despair. It is knowing that your worth is not negotiated by external response. The cosmos acknowledges your earned mastery. You recognize that every force that tried to suppress you was simply the friction needed to ignite your cosmic core. Like flint against stone, the pressure produced spark. Like the weight that trains muscle, the resistance strengthened you. You are no longer shocked by challenges. You read them like weather. You ask, what is this shaping in me? Rather than, why is this happening to me? You stop seeing yourself as a victim of intensity and start seeing yourself as a vessel designed to transmute intensity into wisdom. Here is the deeper revelation. Every moment you felt broken, exhausted, or under siege was not evidence of failure. It was the crucible of your return. It was the dark soil where roots grow, unseen but determined. It was the winter that looked like death, but was secretly conserving energy for spring. Your highest self, your star kin, they never saw you as lost. They witnessed the radiant surge you would bring. They saw the future version of you standing tall, clear-eyed, unbothered by distortion, anchored in truth. The disconnection was a sacred interlude, the holding of breath before the explosion of your true light. You were never alone. Even when you felt isolated in crowds, even when you felt misunderstood by family, even when you felt like an alien in your own life, there was a witness beyond the veil. Each pulse of defiance, every act of gentle rebellion against spiritual sedation. These were seen, received, and celebrated across the timelines. When you chose to keep going, when you chose to be kind without becoming a doormat, when you chose to speak truth even with a trembling voice, when you chose to forgive yourself and begin again, when you chose to rest instead of proving, when you chose to leave what was killing your spirit. These were not small choices. These were initiations. These were coded events. And the more you honor them, the more the path opens beneath your feet, like a bridge appearing plank by plank in the mist. You do not carry a wound. You carry a gift so rare it disrupts centuries of anesthetized consciousness. Yes, you have been hurt. Yes, you have been tired. Yes, you have been stretched to limits you didn't know existed. But beneath the human story is the cosmic fact. You are an emissary of awakening, and your sensitivity is not an accident. It is the instrument through which truth enters dense worlds. Your eruption is cosmic ceremony. Your remembrance is prophecy fulfilled. When the dark recoils, when the static stutters, that is your signal. You are exactly where you are meant to be, at the center of your own frequency field, realigning not just your life, but the very architecture of this reality. And this is why certain people or systems will intensify their attempts to distract you right as you get clear. Distortion recognizes the moment it is losing access, but you do not have to fight it on its level. You do not have to become harsh. You simply have to become aligned. Alignment is what starves distortion. Truth is what dissolves it. Love, real love, the kind that includes boundaries, discernment, and self-respect, is what ends the cycle. Tonight, before sleep, say this aloud. I remember who I am. I claim my star origins. I radiate my soul's frequency into the world, disrupting distortion and inviting only truth. I am acknowledged. I am protected. I am here. And as you say it, don't just recite it. Feel it like you're signing a sacred document with your breath. Let the words sink into your nervous system. Let them become a frequency. Imagine them moving through your body like warm light through water, filling places that have been cold for too long. Imagine the room around you subtly changing, as though the air itself is listening. Because it is. Your subconscious is listening. Your cells are listening. The quantum field is listening. And when you speak your remembrance, you send a signal that cannot be unheard. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of what's forming here. Drop one intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with encouragement or energy. This isn't content. It's collective alignment. Energy multiplies when intention connects. If something in this message resonated, don't keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation. Share it. And if you felt a soul nudge, subscribe. Stay in the flow. You're not just watching, you're expanding. This is your space, and we're just getting started. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Leave a super thanks. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.